This game is simply too heavy for my feeble arms. If only there were, say, 10 upcoming new releases that were lighter games.
Oh, you came to the right place, buddy, because this installment of Board Games Direct, the week-long show about everything upcoming, new and exciting in the world of board games, is entirely focused on light and breezy boxes. These are the kinds of games that aren't going to scare away your family or melt your brain, or melt your family, or scare your brain. But they are still satisfying and punchy experiences, quicker and simpler fare that anyone can enjoy. Even you. I was pointing at all the dads out there. They're just impossible to teach games to. Don't know why that is. It's just science. As with all of the Board Games Direct videos, these are paid previews, not reviews. It's just important to mention that up front before you get all excited and go on another board game binge. Stephen, you haven't even finished your Frosthaven yet, Stephen. Stephen, what do you like? Okay, let's get light and breezy.
First game we have in today's video is Parks. This is a brand new edition of a game that came out a couple of years ago, and this is the Summit edition we're playing with today, which means you can see all of these pieces are absolutely delightful.
Oh, they're so nice.
We've got individual little animals to represent the wild resources, so each of those are just represent a resource, and you just choose the animal you want.
I'm a turtle guy.
And put it in your metaphorical backpack.
Yeah, if you put it in your actual backpack, that would be quite sad.
Don't put turtles into your backpack.
Don't put turtles in your backpack.
No. So Tom, to stop me from just talking about these tiny little animals and all these lovely, lovely pieces, why don't you explain the game?
Okay, so this is a game of going on a little hike collectively with your pals, trying to get these national park cards up here that are ultimately going to score you points. And again, we don't want to talk too much about how gorgeous the components are because it's obvious with your eyes. But goodness, look at all of these individually illustrated national park cards.
Yeah.
Like every single one of them could be a poster that I would have on my wall.
Yeah, you'd have no space for anything else though because there are lots of them.
There are so many of them. My house would have to be made of the national parks.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, there's worse fates to befall you. In order to get these, you're going to need resources. And to get the resources, you're going to need to visit these spaces on the board. So if I hopped over here, I'd pick up this little sunshine and I'd put it in my backpack. And I'd also get to do the little thing on the top of the tile. Here, I could take a picture, playing a little mini game where you try and score these little tiny Polaroids. Or I could fill up my water bottle, grabbing one of these little tokens to give me some little bonuses whenever I collect water into my canteen. You've got spaces that let you pick up gear cards, that let you do a little bit of engine building. You've got spaces that let you roll this funky dice and get some random resources. Oh, I've got a little water bottle thing.
There's a water bottle there.
Or, in a little modular expansion-y thing you can choose to include, if you visit these little campsite spaces, you can take one of these weird bonuses that rotates every round. A little tiny shop of strange things. But you'll have to race everyone to get there because when someone is occupying a space, you cannot visit that space unless you spend your little campfire token. And you only get one use of this by default. You can get more uses of it if you get fancy gear cards, but it means that quite quickly the trail gets congested of people getting in your way.
Yes.
Which is annoying.
So it's one of those systems where you can move as far as you want, but then obviously you might not want to go to the end straight away, because going to the end straight away gets you bonuses, but you probably want to, if you can, hit as many of these along the way as you possibly can to have the best walk possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are rewarded at the end. There's like a little bonus if you get there first, but it's trying to balance like getting ahead so you can get the juicy bonus spaces that you want, whilst also not going so fast that you're missing out on getting lots of different actions. There's also these little goal cards that you have. I've got a passion for swimming, and if I visit a bunch of different
Tell me something I don't know.
if I visit a bunch of these different national parks that have water icons on them, then I fulfill my goal, and I can either get myself a little piece of gear that will help me along the way, or a like end game scoring condition. Just kind of quirky little system. I quite like it.
So you go on a walk, collecting resources, spending resources to get national park cards, which get you points. And I enjoy the fact that if you get here first and you choose to take this, then you may take this token. This is one of my favourite tokens in a while. It is the pink pine cone of possibility.
Yeah.
It's called, it's the first player token.
Yeah, it's crazy that they called it the pink pine cone of possibility in the actual rules.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really weird that that's what it says in the manual.
That's what it says in the manual for real.
The exact words.
The exact words. That's Parks, 2nd edition, Summit edition.
Is Summit pretty special?
Ooh, nice.
This is Orbit, a space game for 2 to 4 players about being in space, moving around space, on little UFOs. And
Yeah.
basically hitching rides on planets and zooming around the galaxy so you can collect points and things.
It's a race. The first person to visit a whole bunch of different planets is going to be the winner because, of course, this isn't orbit, Matt. It's the orbital race between interstellar tourists.
Acronyms.
Box says it very clearly.
Acronyms. Who knew?
Who
or
knew?
WI. K. WK. I can't do words, so I'm going to leave Tom to explain how the game works.
This is the third game in Bitewing Games' Cosmic Silos trilogy, and as you alluded to, you're interstellar tourists visiting all these planets, trying to do it the quickest, because if you do it, then you're going to win the game. How does it work? Well, you're going to, on your turn, play a card from your hand. Here is an example card for you in the middle of the board here. This card will let you move your spaceship one space. It will give you some energy, and it will let you move the yellow planet.
Which we can see here.
Over there.
Now, currently the yellow planet has a little arrow pointing this way, which means the orbit of this planet is going this way. I say
that.
Orbit. The shapes on this board are not very orbital.
They're not very elliptical, circular. They're all ziggity-zaggity.
Ziggity-zaggity planet style.
Yeah, you can see the kind of paths that each of these planets is going to take, and you can see where their next destination is on that route, which is important because you might move a planet so that you can then hitch a ride on that planet when it next moves.
Yeah.
So on my turn, if I played this card, I move the yellow planet one space along its route, I move it,
Whee!
and I've just gained way more movement than I'd normally get by just moving my ship around one space at a time.
Yes.
Yes. But if you are stranded in between planets, it's kind of okay because you can pick up these little tokens that will improve stuff like your hand size or your capacity for energy. And energy are these little cubes that you can spend on your turn to just move yourself around a little bit. Boop, 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 boop.
A little bit further.
Yeah. And you also, there's nothing stopping you from using these cards in quite spiteful ways. So if your opponent, you see that they're racing to try and get to the purple planet, because you can see they've still got it on their checklist of planets to visit.
on my turn.
I can move any planet. I'm going to move this purple planet zoop, over there, and they'll look at you with an evil glare in their eyes.
Like, oh, but I was just about to get the bus. And it's like, the bus is in another galaxy now. Sorry.
There's also these little spots on the board you can see here, which let you teleport around the map. And there's also visiting the different planets will also give you little abilities that you can use, like increasing your capacity for cards and stuff like that. Now, there is also some extra stuff in the box. That's the base game. That's just zipping around the galaxy trying to visit planets. It's fun, it's quick, it's very family weight. It's nice. There are also some extra little expansions you can deal with. So, for example, we have this one, which makes the game into a team game. So you're trying to help out your teammate, you can share stuff with them, you can swap places with them, you can hop on their back and race around with them. It's kind of nice. They also have this Prism expansion, which adds one of these extra planets on the board in a randomized location. It's another one that you have to visit in order to win the game. They recommend it in a 2-player game. There's a few more that you have to visit. And then, in addition to this, there is an extra expansion that comes separately to the game called the Nebula expansion, which adds these little nebula lozenges.
Your nebula gonna believe it. There's nebulas.
They go on the planet spaces like this, and they cause the planets to skip over the space. And you also cannot go into them with your spaceship. So they really wrinkle up the board and give it some strange geometry. And that expansion also adds my favorite component, the hyperdrive thruster.
The rocket.
The rocket.
The rocket.
When you manage to max out your energy track, you, instead of having these little discs on here, you just go whomp and you put your big rocket on there instead.
It's one of the most wonderfully ludicrous components I've ever seen. Of just being like, yeah, you move your disc along to upgrade your speed track, and then you go, aha, no more discs. Infinite oblong is now my power.
This now basically lets you move like as many spaces you want in one direction, so you can just go and just like zoom around the galaxy.
Start zooming around like an actual legit
UFO, which kind of makes sense. Like once you get to that point in the game, like the wheels should come off a little bit.
It's a classic thing of like, have you done it too late? Does it matter?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, this is a little fun. I had a little go on this, and I enjoy the fact that what you can do is you can leave people in positions and then purposefully pick them up. So you can swoop by and be like, oh, someone's happened to end their turn there. I can pick them up on a planet and start taking them miles away.
And you can also reverse the directions of the planet, so someone thinks they're going one way and
they're there.
Another.
And it's like, great, the planet's going to move and pick me up. And it's like, no, it isn't.
No, it ain't.
The bus has turned around. It's going back to the other place.
That is Orbit, orbital race between interstellar tourists from Bitewing Games. On to the next one.
This is Satchel Quest, and immediately, Tom, I'm quite excited because of the fact that we have Vincent de Trey art.
Yes.
We have bags.
We have bags.
And we have discs that I can only presume are going to go into a bag and then be pulled out of a bag.
Correct. It's got all of your favourite things in one little package.
Right.
This is a prototype copy of Satchel Quest from Weird City Games, and in this game, you are going to be exploring your very own little dungeons. Normally, you'd put these in front of you, but I put mine in the middle of the table here so I can show you what's going on.
Yes.
But you are going to be exploring dungeons, pulling little tokens from a bag, and trying to make a sort of satisfying little puzzly arrangement of all the things in the dungeon so you can come out of it with loads of money, loads of experience, and loads of points.
That's always the ideal, isn't it?
It
You
is.
go into a dungeon and you come out with loads of money.
Yeah, exactly. That's what everyone hopes for.
It's not always what happens.
But maybe it will happen to us right now.
I believe in you, Tom.
In this demonstration.
Go into a dungeon now.
So, the way
Bring
that
me
it
back
works-
money. Bring me back money.
Each round, what you're going to do is you're going to reach into your little bag and you're going to pull tokens until you choose to stop pulling tokens or until your dungeon is full. Now, you must start from the top layer and you can put the token either side up wherever you want. So I put this sword here because I'm planning on whacking this beastie with it in
That
just a
seems
second.
like a good plan.
Yeah. And then you keep going, pulling tokens, adding them in until you are done. Only when you fill up one layer can you then move down to the next layer as well. So you want to make sure that you're putting the things in the right places as you go down. Now, I'm just going to dump out all of these tokens here in a way that's going to not be very efficient, but will hopefully show us roughly what's going on in the game.
So these rubbly splots are not allowed?
The rubbly spots are
Rubbly
not
splots.
allowed.
Don't be fooled by the rubbly splots.
If you run out of space as well, you can add in one of these extra little depths dungeons and you can keep sort of extending your thing further and further down if you have all the tokens to fill it out with. Once everyone is done building out their dungeon, you're then sort of going to run it. Health potions will give you health, money will give you money, little gems will boost the amount of money that stuff around it is going to give you, and these little artifacts will give you strange little bonuses. The most interesting and immediate thing, I think, though, are the way that these monsters work, because the monsters will have an attack value and they'll have a defense value, and if you want to beat them, you're going to need to whack them with a sword or a stave or a bow. There's different kinds of weapons that are available. The swords are going to hit things that are immediately adjacent. These staves will hit everything in an entire row, and the bows will hit stuff on the diagonal. So you're trying to arrange them to make sure that you're hitting each monster the right number of times.
Interesting.
But not too many, because you don't want to waste all those precious points of efficiency.
So I have a specific question here.
yeah.
The fact that this is slightly aligned differently, was that a choice that you made?
That was a choice that I made. You can align it however you want, so you can maybe sort of shift it around to make sure that you have a clear line of sight to that little goblin that's always going to be a problem every round. And also those rubble spaces that you pointed out earlier, they also block line of sight. So you want to make sure that you're putting things in the right place so that they're not hemmed in too much. But as well as trying to hit the monsters to do damage to them, you're also trying to defend against them, which is where the little shields come in because they block the damage. You also have things like these chests that have exact requirements next to them. So this needs a weapon next to it, a gold next to it, and a potion next to it in any of the 8 spaces around it. If you manage to do that, then you're going to get a load of stuff.
But crucially, you're still pulling things out of a bag one at a time and putting it in the next slot, right?
You can put them anywhere on the current row, so you get some flexibility, but then it narrows to like a point, right? Because you've only got one space left.
Okay, cool.
You're also assisted by little tokens you can use, like torches that let you pull multiple things and choose between them. You've got ladders that let you skip entire floors, getting you down a little bit further, and you have keys that can be used to unlock these chests, because like I said, you need the exact things.
Right.
If you have too many, then the chest sort of explodes in your face. You get the stuff, but you also take damage from the trap that was contained inside.
That's giving real Divinity Original Sin 2 vibes, frankly.
It seems mean.
Yes.
Then once you're done with all of this adventuring, you go back to the tavern. Well, you do a little camping first, where you can level up and get these little skills.
Yeah, and I can see already, like, my character sheet is is abysmally set up. I don't think set up is the correct word that you use, but you can see underneath. I'm Wulzahar.
Yeah.
I'm basically a ram wizard.
Yep, and I'm a pangolin warrior. All of them are very sweet.
Very cool.
I can show you the other ones in the box as well.
And these are all like slightly asymmetric.
Look at these little dodo potion guy. Yeah, they're all slightly asymmetric. They have different starting kits, different
This is
skills.
why the dodos went extinct, because they were just too into brewing potions.
Yeah. You also have stuff like, I believe that these skills are also not like fixed. You can have different ones each game that are kind of in this pool for each character. And yeah, then at the end of each round, you go back to the shop and you can buy new things to go into your bag. I like that every time you take a turn in the shop, you can browse, which lets you just peek underneath the thing and then put it back and then choose if you want to buy it. Because obviously everything's double-sided. And it might be really useful for your bag, but it might not be because you're going to be able to choose from each side when you put it in. Yeah. There's 5 rounds, and each round has a little gimmick for each one that'll make the dungeon crawl a little bit different. And that's basically it. It is a simultaneous play, bag building, dungeon crawling, monster whacking extravaganza.
I mean, this is just the prototype version, but there's a lot of very interesting stuff going on here.
Yeah, and
I'm
the art is
excited to check out
delightful.
the finished version.
Yeah, same.
Next up, we have 3 of a Kind. This is a light little party game for between 2 and 8 players, where you're writing down things in a category and trying to be in the in-group. This one is very silly. So each round, what is going to happen is the dealer is going to choose a category. They're going to draw a couple from the deck, and they'll choose one. I'm going to go for sea creatures.
Okay.
Then the next player will draw 2 adjectives from the adjectives deck, and they will choose one of those adjectives. What are you going to pick, Matt?
So I
Take 2, pick
take
1.
2, pick 1. Oh. I mean, they're both quite good.
They are both good.
All right, I'm just going to tell you that I've got 2 here. I've got dorkiest, which the dorkiest sea creatures is pretty fantastic, but I also have most likely to keep a secret, which is also like quite fun, especially because there's something about secretive sea creatures that is very fun.
Are you going to choose that one?
No, I'm going to go for
I'm
going to go for dorkiest sea creatures because there's quite a few of them as well.
Then the next player will choose an adjective as well. So our friend Susan, who is just off camera, is going to take 2 sea creatures and choose between them, aren't you, Susan?
Yeah. Susan has to choose between most explosive and most dramatic.
Is Susan a heron?
Susan is a heron. Susan has chosen most dramatic.
Most dramatic.
Being dorky and dramatic, I can relate to.
And then we do one more of these. Let's go for crunchiest sea creature. And then we pop that back in the deck.
I was going to say, this is...
Once we have chosen our 3 adjectives, it is time for everyone to write what they think, in order, the dorkiest, the most dramatic, and the crunchiest sea creature is on their little answering pad.
Okay, cool.
Should we do this
so
for
we're
real?
Have a go. Yeah. Okay.
I've written my answers.
I've written my answers.
Now it is time for the grand reveal. In order, we will say what we think the dorkiest sea creature is. I said blobbyfish.
I have also said blobbyfish.
Ooh!
Blobfish.
We're on a majority team there because we're just playing with 2 of us, but Susan wrote something completely different. Idiot.
Although I do feel bad about the blobfish because it only looks so weird because it's not in the part of the water it's supposed to be in. It's a deep sea creature and we've brought it out and then laughed at it.
Humans would look like that if you put them under a lot of pressure at the bottom of the sea.
I feel like if you dragged me out of my house and chucked me in the sea and then pointed at me and said, look at that stupid wet guy, I'd be like, this isn't fair.
I'd be pretty blobby as well.
Yeah.
Because we are in the majority team, we would get 2 points each because there's 2 of us in the majority. So we get 2 points apiece.
I'm writing it down.
And you mark them off on your little scorepad. Dink, dink.
Heck yeah.
What did you say the most dramatic was?
I've gone for pufferfish.
I also put pufferfish.
Oh my gosh.
We're so in sync. Susan, you're getting dunked on.
We are the mind men. We are the psychics.
So smart.
And I've already given it away by showing the camera. For number 3, crunchiest, I've simply written in large letters, crab.
I put clam.
Well,
so
that's
we were
fair.
close, but then we would get no points. However, there is still a chance to get some points because the dealer will award the most stylish answer an extra point each round.
Oh. So
Lovely.
am I? No, you're the dealer.
I'm the dealer.
So who's the most stylish out of me and you?
We're kind of fudging this in our weird little demo state. But yeah, you give away these little style points as well. It's kind of
Can I have a style point?
You can have a style point.
for writing the word crab really big.
And then you will do this again. You'll pick a new category, you'll do some adjectives, so we could have fast food restaurants, ask what the most inspirational fast food restaurant is, for example. I really loved when I played this with my family, I kind of was delighted by the fact that these adjectives and these categories can like not align in some really ridiculous ways. Like asking you what the most explosive sea creature is kind of delightful. And like a lot of them are vibes based.
Yes.
You know, it's like what's the slipperiest health food or something like that. It's like
Seaweed.
Seaweed. That's a good answer. But it's all about being in the majority. Like, if you're in the big in-group, then you're going to get points. But also, it's not just the big in-group that gets points. Like, if there are smaller pockets of people who are thinking alike, they still get points. They just get fewer. And that's it. It's 3 of a kind.
3 of a kind.
Nice little party game.
This is Castle Razors, a game of trying to build a castle to stop the wolves from doing big huffs and big puffs and blowing your houses down. Because
That's right.
we are, you guessed it, we are the little piggies.
We're the 3 little pigs. Matt's pig number 1, I'm pig number 2, and you
Oh.
are pig number 3.
I was going to say I was pig number 3 as well.
You can be both. Why
Inside
not?
of you, there are 2 pigs.
Yeah, this is a three little pigs themed game where you're trying to build a castle to stop wolves from getting in and causing problems.
And you can see already, actually, we've got a bit of setup so you can see that there's some 3D wall building.
Oh yeah, there's
that you
some
do,
nice
some
freeform.
circles.
Yeah,
Mine's a little basic.
yeah. I was like, Matt, can you set up yours? And you went, yeah, sure.
I wanted to see I wanted to show people that you have to finish the first layer and then the second layer, and I wanted all the layers to be visible because I really like the fact that the 3 layers you have in this start with straw, wood, and then stone. It just made me It made me smile. It made me smile. Although I don't think that's the way that engineering works, and you shouldn't start with a foundation of straw.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably a recipe for disaster. Take note, little pigs. The way this game works is that on your turn, starting with whoever has the mother pig token, a delightful first player token, you will choose something from the little menu of options available to you, and you will build it onto your little castle. So please pick one of your choice from this little menu.
Okay, I'm going to go for this one because it has a golden pig and a cauldron on it,
Hell
and they
yeah,
are
it
2
does.
things that I like.
You can then place that anywhere on your little castle, but
Anywhere.
you must cover one of these it must overlap, essentially. You can't have it so that it just cleanly covers one individual bit of
All
wall.
right, well, I'm going to cover up the hammer with the thing and the golden pig.
And you would then take those actions. So the little golden pig gets you some golden piggy points. It also gets you the first player token. The hammer would let you build these little foundations, which they won't give you any actions, but they will build up your castle so you get more verticality, because at the end of the game, the taller your castle, the better. Also, a quick note here is that in a 2-player game, you would choose one and then you just bin one from the market. So there's a nice little spicy bit of hate drafting there.
Bit of mean.
So if you saw something that I really wanted, maybe you'd bin off this one, because this is the one that triggers more wolves to go to other people's castles.
Right.
They don't just arrive, you specifically send them to your opponent, which I think is delightful.
I think these pigs not worked out, but you've got to work together to stop the wolf. This is...
If I were to take that action, I would pull one of these tokens and then I would start sending wolves over to your area, so you need to build your walls higher to defend against them.
Yeah, because you've got these different areas outside of your walls that represent the areas where the attacks are coming from.
Yeah, absolutely. And how do you deal with the wolves? You take the last action, which is pouring boiling hot soup on top of them.
Soup.
Grotty.
I love to pour soup on wolves. It's not true.
In addition, you have this nice little mini game here in the center of collecting these little village tiles that will sort of buff up your other abilities, or they'll score points at the end of the game.
And then these get placed in the little hexagon spaces around the board.
And they only affect the little section that they're in, so you want to make sure you're putting the right things in the right spaces, but some of them will be on the border of both, so they'll give you a little bonus both ways, which is kind of cute. There's also different kinds of wolves that will attack your castle. These archers, you want to deal with them, because at the end of every round, they'll give you arrows, which are just negative points at the end of the game. As is in nature, an arrow cancels out a golden pig.
Yeah, so
sad.
Golden pigs, points,
Arrows, bad.
minus points.
Yeah. And then at the end of the game, you'll work out how tall your walls are, and the tallest walls will get some points. Or, sorry, I should say that each level of wall will cancel out one of the wolves that is at your door, and whoever has the most wolves that get into their castle is going to suffer the biggest loss of points, and then if you manage to keep them all out, you're not going to score any negative points.
Smashing.
A thing that I really like, I think is very sweet, is that the ones with ladders, they just negate your entire wall.
Yeah, I was going to say
so you've got to deal with
that's
them.
a wolf with a ladder.
That's a wolf.
Like, you know you're in trouble when you see a wolves with ladders coming towards you. You're like, all right, the game has changed.
Yep, the game has changed. They've got ladders now. That is Castle Raisers, a game of trying to fend off wolves while sending them over to your opponent's sneaky style.
And trying to retain control of the adorable golden pig.
Give me that. Give me the golden
No.
pig. Yes.
Oh, he's got it. Next up, we have Coalition Councils of the Republic. And Tom informs me this is kind of a strange one, a little bit negotiation-y, a little bit team-based.
A little bit mega gamey almost. It goes between, I think, 6 and 12 or 6 and 15. We'll have a thing saying how many people it's for. It's for a lot of people.
Yes.
And it is a sort of, team-based negotiation game. This one sort of defies categorization a little bit. And it's also going to be a strange one to explain, so bear with me as I tell you about this odd little box. You are going to start off the game as a certain character. I am the investor. You,
I am a banker.
and we are on the same team. That team is the
Money.
merchants team.
I was close.
You were
Money
close.
team.
You were very close.
And we had to come up with names for our characters.
We
as
did
if,
indeed.
If it was us
but as a merchant.
So we have to use our names, but as a merchant.
I'm Thomas Dollar.
And I am Lees More.
It's very good stuff.
You came up with that. And it is excellent.
So we're on a team, and we are trying to get our favourite virtues instilled into the laws of the land. Of course, we're merchants, so the virtues we care about are freedom and wealth. But there are other factions in the game, such as the nobility. They care about order and wealth.
Right.
The clergy care about order and justice. And the rebels care about justice and freedom. So you can already see that everyone's got a little bit in common, but they also have slightly different
So it's less
goals.
that like we're on a team and more just that we are more aligned than most people.
No, we are on a team.
Oh.
We are the merchant team. We're just trying to get our policy enacted
Merchants.
with all these other people around the room. Because also this game is best played in like a big room with lots of different tables. In this example, this is like the central table, but there'll be other tables with this little board set up on them.
Oh.
Those are the councils that players get dispatched to. So I, for example, am sat on Council 1 with Aggro Steve, Peaceful Alan, Judith Aloof, and here I am, Thomas Dollar. But that you will be on a different council at some other table somewhere else. The structure of the game is really unusual. What we have is a 5-minute free-form negotiation phase where we can do whatever we want, yap as much as we want with whoever we want, and predominantly we're going to be trading these influence cards that show our virtues on them. So we have, for example, freedom and wealth virtues that we can trade to other players.
Right.
We can do this also with each other. So I could just give you all of my cards,
Thanks.
and then you would then go and take them away to your council.
What a treat. Thanks for these. I've got 2 influence and 2... I've got 2 freedom and 2 wealth.
And you would start with them as well, so you might come with an absolute shitload of cards.
So I would be basically rolling back to my table of council going, I got so much good stuff.
Yeah, you would
What's
be-
the things? I'm a merchant, by the way.
That's such a good impression of you.
Yep.
What a delight.
Okay.
Yes, you would go away to your council with all the stuff. We've filled you with all our money, but then over here, I'm not going to have anything to negotiate with or anything to use in the council phase, because once you're done with this raucous 5-minute free-form negotiation phase, you then all go over to your councils where you silently place as much influence as you wish into a little envelope.
Into a envelope. Okay.
At that point, everyone sort of reveals how much influence they put in at the same time. You can use your little special powers that might give you funky little effects. You might use these little laws that change the way that this phase works. But broadly, by the end of it, you're going to reveal which of these different kinds of influence is the most predominantly shown at each council. So you could like show that we've got a bunch of freedom influence, and this council will have voted for freedom.
Hey!
Which means that when we then return to the council, we then knock off one of these little notches on our sort of victory point track.
Oh.
And if you get up here, then, well, each one of these notches is worth a bunch of points for that team, right?
Okay,
But
so,
also,
yeah.
the further up you get, you start enacting these fancy laws that will change how the game is played. So there's a little bit of self-balancing going on there. You also have these sigil cards that you can trade as part of an agreement that just give whoever you give them to like 5 points. So you can kind of trade them around. Obviously not if they're on your team. I can't just give my other teammate 5 points.
Yeah.
You have to trade them away to try and seal a deal.
Right.
If you have an uneven number of players as well, you play with independents who have their own little rogue goal, so they're sort of selling their services to the highest bidder. And also, if you are the highest bidder at any given council, you then rotate round to the next one. So there's a bit of like change between who's on each council over the course of the game.
So me, Lees More, Daddy Big Bucks coming in and just whopping all of my influence all over the place.
Yeah.
That would be great in the short term, but then I would have to go to a new table.
Yeah, but then you could do something kind of interesting where you could manipulate it so that you were going to the same table as another merchant, so that you now have 2 people on the council. So you're more likely to be able to swing that council, but you're not putting your influence somewhere else.
And you have less oversight about what's happening, even in the conversations.
Absolutely, yeah.
Interesting.
Fun little game, right? Yeah. That is Coalition, Councils of the Republic, a between 6 and 12 player negotiation game.
This is Beaver Creek, a game that is so simple that I think we're just going to start playing it. I'm going to roll the dice.
Yep, you're building a little dam with little beavers, putting wood on a board. You're going to see it happen in front of your very eyes.
And I have just rolled 2 beavers, 2 logs, and a log on a beaver.
A log on a beaver on a log.
Is it a log on a beaver or is it a beaver on a log? Oh no, there are 2 different ones. Look, this one has a beaver on top of a log, but I just rolled log on a beaver. Not to be confused with beaver on a log. This is a precise and surgical game.
Yes.
So I'm going to have to now place 2 beavers, 2 logs. So the beavers have to go on separate logs. So I'm going to put 1 beaver there. And I'm going to put 1 beaver on this log. And then I have
This
to
guy's
put
crazy. He's
one of my
going
logs
vertical style.
on top of the beaver that I've just placed, right?
Yeah.
So I'll do that for one of my logs. And for my second log, because logs always have to be placed on a beaver.
They
right?
must.
They must. I'm going to be sensible.
Well, that's sensible. That looks a little terrifying to me, but that's okay, bud.
Yeah, we all have our own different ideas.
I just get a nice regular placement. One beaver, who I'm going to put here, and I can put down 2 logs. I'm going to give him one of his own special little logs like that. And I'm going to give this guy one of his own special logs like that.
You're playing fast and dangerous.
I'm playing a weird game of beaver down.
Alright, okay, alright. It's me up. Okay, 3 beavers, 2 logs, and one of those logs must be on Aunt Beaver. Okay. You are. Right, okay, well. I'm going to join you in the danger game.
We're going tall.
We are. Oh, I'm a bit wobbled today.
It's quite tilted, isn't it? Ooh,
Just
adjusting.
Just adjusting. I think that's
like
okay.
it.
I think that's okay. And then third beaver there. And then one of my logs must go atop a beaver. Mm-hmm. Atop beeve, as they say.
They do say that.
And then my second one. That's what I'm gonna
He's
do.
going crazy. Absolutely sicko mode. Oh, I've got to put a beaver on,
Come on,
top
Tom.
of a beaver.
Now you're up at creek without a beaver.
I've just got to do 1 and 1, so I might put 1 here and 1 there.
That's actually quite an easy turn.
Isn't that nice?
All right, fine.
After you.
2 beavers, 1 log. Using my hand.
You know, to demonstrate more of the game, should we just flip over this dice to make it just harder for you specifically?
Sure.
Would you like to place a log with your fingers as if you were using them like a little scissor?
Not really, but yes.
Tough luck, buddy.
Okay.
We've got to preview this game.
All right, 2 beeves. 2 beeves, 1 log. Okay. Beef number 1.
Beef placed.
Beef number dos.
And here comes the log.
And here comes the log.
Placed like a little scissor.
I might use one of my smaller logs, actually.
Beautiful work. How does he get away with this?
You were not expecting that to...
I wasn't.
No.
Would you like to choose a dice face for me?
Yes.
I think it should be that one.
This one. Yes. Let's end the demo here. You've got to do 3 beavers, 2 logs with just using your little pinkies.
All right, let's do it. There's a little beaver.
Got a bit of detritus there.
Look, for the purpose of the demo, we're going to pretend that didn't happen.
Okay.
And then another beaver.
Right, yeah.
Oh, it's on the same log. It can't
Yeah,
be
no,
on the
don't
same
do
log.
that. Don't do that.
You can go here,
Yeah.
and you can go here, and then I must place 2 logs with my pinky fingers.
Yes. What could go wrong?
Watch this. I'm unkillable. Unkillable.
I appreciate that you let that happen for the purposes of giving a demo.
Yeah, obviously.
of what
Obviously I let that
happens.
happen entirely. Oh, I've made a bad damn.
So obviously now you've lost, but usually you just have players carry on building on the detritus.
Yes, in our demo now, we're going to stop playing because I've made a real mess. But normally what would happen is if you make some of this damn fall, every other player just gets rid of one of their piece of logs and you just keep going. You only get rid of stuff if it really fell off the board, so you sort of build on top of this horrible wreckage of beaver that you've made.
Which kind of fits in with the damn
It
theme.
sort of does fit. Like in video games and stuff, they always make nice, pristine fortifications, but really,
Beavers
it's just
are-
a bunch of sticks.
Beavers are idiots with sticks, and I like them.
And so are we.
Next up, we have dice words. This is a game in a bag.
Game in a bag.
Who doesn't love a game in a bag?
Put a game in a bag, and I'm there.
You're seated. This is a refreshing little dice game where you are going to be trying to make words with dice. First off, you're going to choose one of the 4 beverages on display. You have gone for grape soda.
Purple.
There's also fruit punch, lemonade, or iced coffee.
Not we.
What you are going to do is the start player, I've elected nobly to be the start player, will roll the ice dice. Bam! We have G, we have M, we have A, and we have K.
Gamp.
You put them in their little... And I made a word!
Spelled gamp.
You put them in the little ice cube tray.
Okay.
These are our target letters for this
Okay.
round. If you include these letters in your word, you're going to get a bunch of points. In fact, you must include at least one of these letters in your word, because it's a multiplier. The more of them you include, the more multiplied your score will become.
That's how multiplicables
Just
works.
how multiplicables works.
We all understand the mathematics.
We all understand the mathematicals. Once we have rolled our target letters, I will then set a timer, and as soon as we start with the timer, you roll your dice. Bang! And then you try and assemble a word using these dice. And if possible, if you have any of these letters in the middle, you want to try and incorporate them into your word.
Right, because that's the thing, is I rolled my dice, and as far as I can tell, I don't have any of those letters.
You have got question marks.
Oh!
Those bad boys are wild.
They are.
Use them as whatever you want.
But also I can re-roll some of these?
Yes, you get 2 rerolls total, but you have to be doing it within the time limit. So if you have a bunch of nice letters that match the target, but you can't make a word out of them, how many do you reroll? Because you only get 2 rerolls within the time. Anyway, once you've built out your word, you're then going to multiply the numbers on the dice by the number of matches you have with the target letters.
And I'm guessing you get bonus points for having reached a 5 or 6 or 7 letter word?
7 letters? That's obscene.
That's all of the dice.
That's all of them. Yes, indeed you do. Shall we give it a little go?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
All right.
Right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
I've knocked the timer over immediately. You're in.
No, it's rubbish. I'm rolling them all again. Ah, come on, give me I got an A. Give me an A.
Let me reroll these guys. Oh no. Oh yeah.
Used all my rolls now. Rolls. Ah, it wasn't really worth it. Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'm done.
Bathed.
Bathed.
I did loamy.
Loamy, as in a bit like loam.
A bit loamish. So what this is going to score is
Worms kind of love it.
they love bathing in loam. I'm going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points multiplied by the A and the M because they're the target letters. So I could get 20 points total.
That's pretty nifty and mean.
I could then get an extra 5 points because I did a 5-letter word.
25 points. We'd write it down on the board.
Would write down on the score sheet.
And then what about me?
What about you? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 multiplied by 1.
So that's
10.
10. But I do get bonus points. I get 15 bonus points.
You do indeed.
So I got 25.
I check the rules, you just get 10 extra bonus points because you only get the highest one.
That seems reasonable.
Got to.
I get 20 points though.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And then you would then just do this again for as many rounds as you desire. You can play a short game for 20 minutes, medium for 40, or you could play an epic game of word rolling for ages.
You could play a game that never ends.
You could indeed.
If that's your will.
Yeah, there's also a bunch of little variants for younger players, so you can flip over the board to give you higher points for smaller words. You can give them infinite rerolls.
And I
there is
spy
also
a wild-looking milky dice.
a sugar cube.
A sugar cube.
Sugar cube goes to the person who's behind, so they get an extra thing to play with and
sweeten
make
up their
more
drink.
words. Exactly, sweeten up their drink, sweeten up their coffee or their fruit punch. And that is Dice Words, a little refreshing dice rolling word game.
This is Captain Flip, and hey, I caught you backhanded.
Oh no.
You little rapscallion.
I was just trying to play the game.
Well, let's just play the game.
Oh,
Captain
really?
Flip is a game of pulling things out of a bag and then deciding whether or not it's good enough for you. So do it. Pull one out and put it on the table face up, only looking at one side. Okay. Oh, interesting.
Fella in a crow's nest.
Fella in a crow's nest.
I
Now,
presume if he's at the top, he's going to get me some points.
yes. Ideally, you have 2 different types of things on these tiles, and we've got some of them set up over here so you can see. If it's in a yellow box, it means it's something that happens immediately. If it's in a grey box, it means it's something that's going to happen at the end of the game.
Right.
And this one, is basically you want to be in the crow's nest at the end of the game, just at the top of one of these sections of the boat. However, problem time, Tom, you may only place tiles at the currently bottom freest slot
Right.
of any of your columns.
So I need to really get him up high before I want this tile, so maybe I should...
So maybe you don't want that. So maybe you take the other option, is instead of just placing that, you flip it.
I'd like to flip it.
Flip it.
A parrot.
It's a parrot, which means you put it on there and immediately a parrot thing happens, which is take another one from the bag.
Oh, amazing. And correct me if I'm wrong, once you flip, you must keep it on that side, right?
100% yes. You either take the first thing you see or you flip it and then you, whatever it is, it's yours now. You own it.
I pulled my another tile and I got a carpenter.
Okay, again, do you want to keep it or flip it?
I think I want to flip
It's
it.
flip it.
Ooh.
A cannoneer.
A cannoneer. What do they
Fantastic.
do?
They're worth loads of points, basically. Like, really, really good. You get 5 coins straight away for that. And
Amazing.
coins are money. At the end of the game, if you have the most money, you win. However, it's potentially bad at the end of the game. If you have too many cannoneers, then it causes big problems.
Do you just lose?
Yes, Tom. If you have 3 cannoneers on your board at the same time, you just lose.
I don't want to lose the game.
Well,
I'm not going to pull any more cannoneers. How
Fine.
hard could it be?
Because the thing about Captain Flip is there are a whole bunch of different characters that can pop out. An entire sheet's worth, actually, if you will. 9. And some of these are a little bit tricksy. They allow you to move things around in your ship. They sometimes allow you to swap things out and be like, okay, I'm going to take this tile that's already in my boat, get rid of it. Which means you can have situations where you put something in a place being like, it's going to get me something good now.
I see.
And then later on, I think I'm going to just get rid of it if I can.
I want to pull another thing from the bag.
Go on, pull another thing from the bag, treat yourself.
I got a carpenter.
Oh, it's the 3rd carpenter in a row. Are you going to keep it or flip it?
I'm going to flip it.
He's going to flip it.
Oh!
And there we go.
The chef.
The chef.
Worth points if they're next to people.
The cook gets you a coin per character in their row. So
I'm gonna
actually,
take
you just
money
get another
already.
2.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, I'm racking up the cash. Sweet.
Racking up the cash. Only other rules really is if you get to the very top of one of these boards, then you actually get the rewards at the top. So the sooner you fill up your boat, the sooner you're going to get these coins.
But you're sort of limiting your options on where you can possibly place things that might be useful, like the ones that flip or move them around. What's this treasure map dealie going on over here?
This treasure map is one of the characters you can play in your ship is a cartographer. You play the cartographer, you take the treasure map, so you know where you're going, which
You
is
get a coin every turn?
a good start. And yeah, at the end of your turn, if you have it, you take a coin. So basically, when you do the cartographer, you're going to get a coin.
But you can obviously get it from up here as well.
You can get it from the board in different ways, and people might take it off you. There are like 4 different types of ships in the game, so you can have one with a Kraken, and there's some other ones in the box, as my lovely assistant Tom will show you.
Look at this little island one.
Very nice. Oh, look at this one. It's peaceful and night time.
Night time.
The game ends when somebody's filled 4 columns on their sheet, at which point you just see who's got the most money.
Very simple. It was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres, no
It's a
less.
super simple, super fast game. It's fun.
Captain Flip.
Next up, we have Terrible Quest, a game of tearing things up, but precisely, and not with reckless abandon, as I usually choose to do so when I go into bookshops that make me furious.
It's an unusual kind of dexterity game, right?
Yes.
Because you're trying to rip up this piece of paper very precisely, keeping an eye on the icons on the front, but also the icons on the back.
Yeah, there's a bit of a horrible, like, magazine style. I
Yeah.
want to tear out all these pictures from the magazine, but oh no, I can't tear both of them because it's the same piece of paper.
Kind of see through if you hold it up to the light. You can kind of get both in one go, but then you're tearing up towards the sky, and that looks a little bit silly.
And you might also just completely lose your marbles. So the aim of the game basically is to do this as quickly as we can. 2 minutes to go through and try and meet these criteria based on these cards. So we have to try and get a little chunky Cyclops with 2 swords, and that's 6 points, or to get some pink swords and some pink wizards, which is
Yep.
going to get us points, or, well, finally, the player who gets the total most chests and coins.
which are only on the back,
Yeah.
will get an extra 3 points as well. These are bonus cards. They're only if you want to make the game a little spicier.
Which
for
we
yourself.
decided to do that. But
you decided to
crucially,
do.
we're going to have to do some very dexterous tearing because these cards only score if those are the only things
The exact
in the shape.
icons.
And we have to make sure we don't just go over the edges of anything.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be quite mean, but I think we're just going to have a go.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes to do it. I'm going to set a timer. Are we
Set a
ready?
timer, yep.
3, 2, 1,
Go.
tear.
All right, fine. Okay. All right.
I'm going to start
Oh,
over
yeah.
here.
Also, there's on the back of some of these, there's some curses.
Oh,
which we
yeah, the
noticed,
curses.
Which you want to. It's like the opposite of a treasure chest.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't
what
want
I've been saying this. The other thing as well is you only get 1 piece of paper for the entire game, so you want to make sure that you are not cutting off potential point scoring options for yourself later
What happens if you
on.
get a bit of a curse on you? Is that right?
A bit of a curse is probably
I
fine.
mean, yeah, we'll vibe it.
We'll vibe that out. Oh, I'm approaching a really particularly spicy little bit of tearing here.
It is funny, hasn't it? 'Cause you can it's like the delicacy of having just a thread of paper, just so you can get through, a canyon of problems. Oh, that's not good. Oh my word.
Matt, I've done an absolutely stellar job on this one, I think. These wizards have not been torn, not even a tiny bit. Okay, bring me back. Give me another one.
Oh no, I've cut off my paper. I've wasted time there. I've wasted time. I'm furious with myself.
Where's the easiest
I'm trying to plot out where I can get some
Right.
some ogres.
Time wasted strategizing versus rip. I feel like as it
rip
gets
and
into the
tear.
second and third round of this, you're going to get into trouble on
You're
that
going to
basis.
get into a real problem zone. You can go around like that. Oh, I'm getting some wizards. I'm getting some wizards.
Or you get wizards.
I'm going for the big wizard strategy on this one.
I tried to do that, and I tried to carve out a little like careful like river of
Yeah.
card paper to weave through all the other things, but it did not work.
I have got an absolute nightmare piece that has a curse right in the middle, and I'm trying to remove it
No
with
curse piece.
surgical precision.
Precision of a surgeon. Oh my! I did. All right. Well, that. Stop it. That went by way too quickly.
That was too
I
fast.
did not get much done.
I got 2 little pieces. Oh, that's good. That's looking good.
I mean, that's points.
I got 2 little wizard pieces. Look, ba-bong, ba-bong, and I got this tiny individual little flappy bird, which might be useful
So I got
later on.
this, which is because again, it's like 2 wizards. So that's actually not getting you anything else because that's just what it's 1 sword and wizards.
Oh shoot! I need more wizards and swords.
But I tried. You can see on this. I tried to go through here
look
along
at
with
that.
these, and I was so close before I accidentally tore it. I was trying to reach this wizard over here.
Oh wow!
And then trying to just
get them all in one big conga line. Brutal.
I feel like you could play this with tiny scissors for like a kind of a pro mode. Like
Pro
give yourself a
mode.
minute, but scissors for a slightly dangerous variant on the game, not for children.
You have got a safer variant, which is there is a slightly harder map if you want to play on that, and there's also lots of different monsters you can have in each different round to give you different.
Did you get any full treasure chest on the back? I got 1.
I got none. Yes, he's the treasure boy.
I'm the treasure boy.
the treasure boy once again.
You're the treasure loser.
Oh no!
Don't do that.
Terrible behaviour.